Okay, now at the Battle of Middleburg. Right here is Route 50 East and then 50 West. On the Confederate side, Middleburg proper is maybe a mile that way. The Confederate Army under I think it was a colonel actually, and then General Mosby came around here to help out also with some side flanks. The Union Army started coming in from that direction, and they set up all the cannons and everything through here on the high ridge and fired out. This was in June 1863, so this was Lee's push up north towards Gettysburg about a month later. There's more to it around here. There's an old abandoned house, looks like circa that time. I'm going to see if I can get closer to it. Frickin' gnats out here are nasty. And there's something back here that I'll go look at also. Okay, so I was mistaken. It was Jeb Stuart who was commanding the Confederates at the Battle of Middleburg against Alfred Pleasonton from the Union. And Stuart kind of pushed them back towards Chantilly, Virginia, which gave Lee and the Army of Northern Virginia time to go through the Blue Ridge Mountains up towards Gettysburg. So, walking back here now, I'll do the house in a minute. Looks like they're trying to renovate it, and there's a guy sitting on the, oh, there's a cannon back in there. We'll go look at that too, but let's take a look up here first. Alright, so this is a hellacious name. Johann Augustus Heinrich Heros von Borch, Prussian army. Basically came to the States to look at Jeb Stuart's cavalry and pick his brain on how to make his army better also. Now I noticed, I'll come back here, there's an abandoned building through here. Of course the foundation looks Civil War, but of course, you know, all the wood and everything else isn't. But we'll see if we can take a peek inside real quick. Okay, plaque dedicated to the 1st Maine Cavalry. According to this over here, even though Stuart kind of pushed back the Union towards Chantilly, they did a counterattack also and kind of pushed Stuart back up and towards, well, he kind of fell back and then went ahead and went on up to meet Lee up towards Gettysburg. So got this other period relic here. It's locked up, can't get in, but we're gonna go walk down here to this cannon and see what's this other plaque might say, and then I'll walk over to that over there. It's got air conditioning. That's about all I can see. All the other windows are dusty. So one of the cannons that was rebuilt and set in place and is pointed towards the village town of Middleburg that way. Those pillars down there are all that's left of, and of course it's not focusing. Jesus. Anyway, the pillars there, the out of focus pillars, are all that's left of what was a large plantation house standing on the land right in front of me. I'm not going to go over to that building because the renovation guy there is like, looks like the Sling Blade guy, and I don't need a Billy Bob Thornton chasing me around the battlefield. Let's go see what this is, if anything. A lot of ivy, a lot of overgrowth. So that means probably a lot of hornet's nests. And your host here is allergic to hornet stings. Alright, private property, no trespassing. So, bonus from me. I don't have to get stung if there was anything. Okay. Let's try taking you somewhere else. So I did a video a long time ago, but here are the another set of grounds that Christopher Reeve used to ride his horses on, all through here. He owned a lot of this property during, yes, I still haven't got my windshield fixed yet. He owned a lot of this property through here and was a big horse rider. As you know, he had that accident on the horse that eventually took his life. So, on my way to one more place here right up the road. Okay, the wind might blow here a bit. So, 8 miles west of Middleburg, that way, during the counter by the Union General, Stuart fell back to this area of high ground, all down through here, and now that's a baseball field over this way, but occupied this as the Union came over the hill up that way past the White House, made the final stand to delay them while Lee's army got across the Potomac towards Maryland, and he would link up with Lee a couple days later. Jeb Stuart was able to push him back some and then retreat his army back towards Upperville and over Ashby's Gap, which is on this mountain range up here. So this is still Route 50 all through this way. So Upperville's got this really good tavern. I think it's called the Boar's Nest or Boar's Head Tavern, Hunting Tavern. I'm going to pass it, but I'll go ahead and film a little bit of Upperville and then I'll just call it a day. Thanks all. Bye. Alright, small little village of Upperville. There really isn't much to it, but there is a lot of money from people that live here. I mean, you're talking millions of dollars for some of these houses that don't look like they should be millions of dollars. And I think that tavern is right up here on the right. Not sure. Yeah, Upperville Auto Repair. Oh, here it is. Hunter's Head Tavern. That's what it's called. It's got the little UK phone booth out front too. Pretty good. They got this great stout beer. Oh my gosh, things are gonna kick your ass. And up here is like one of the smallest libraries ever. This little stone house. The Upperville Library. I don't even know if it's still open. In the old rectory area. And that's it. Upperville's done. As soon as I go over this hump, we're out of here. Alright, we're out of here. Later. And something else. The one thing I am gonna... Right now I'm in the middle of Ashby's Gap. Heading down the mountain towards Winchester, Virginia. The one thing I will miss, and not to change the seasons, because I could give a crap about snow and fall and pollen and spring, but I am going to miss the views of this area, mountain views and things like that when I move. So that's a quick thing. Let me see if I can get a little bit better here. The rolling hills of the Blue Ridge. Alright, now that's it. Later all.